Fatty liver isn't about eating too much, it's about fat getting stuck. When insulin stays high and bile flow slows, the liver can't unload fat, even if calories drop. This is why people can eat less, exercise more, and still see their liver enzymes climb. The problem isn't willpower, it's signaling. The good news? The liver is one of the most regenerative organs in your body. It heals fast when you send the right signals. These are the top 10 foods that help do exactly that. Not through restriction, but through restoration. 1. Eggs, especially the yolks. Fatty liver isn't caused by eating fat. It's caused by the liver losing its ability to move fat out. One of the most important nutrients for that process is choline. Choline is required to package fat into particles called VLDL, very low-density lipoproteins, that can leave the liver and be transported safely through the bloodstream. Without enough choline, fat accumulates inside liver cells and stays there, building up over time. Egg yolks are one of the richest natural sources of choline available. A single egg yolk contains about 150 mg of choline, and most people with fatty liver are running chronically low. This is why low-fat diets, egg white diets, and heart-healthy approaches often make fatty liver worse, not better. The liver doesn't need deprivation. It needs raw materials to do its job. Eggs don't stress the liver. They support the exact metabolic pathways that have become stuck. When fat is properly packaged and exported, inflammation drops and liver enzymes often improve, even before weight changes. This is biological repair, not calorie math. 2. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel. Fatty liver is not just a storage problem, it's an inflammatory state. The liver becomes inflamed when fat builds up inside its cells, and that inflammation prevents further healing. Omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish, specifically EPA and DHA, directly reduce liver inflammation and suppress the production of triglycerides inside liver cells. They also improve insulin sensitivity, which matters because insulin is one of the main signals that tells the liver to store fat. When insulin stays elevated throughout the day, often from eating too frequently or from high-carb meals, the liver keeps making and holding fat, even when total calories are reduced. Omega-3s help flip that signal. They don't force fat loss. They create the conditions where fat can finally move. That's why fatty fish consistently shows benefits in fatty liver research, even when body weight doesn't change dramatically. Some studies show improvements in liver enzymes and fat content within 8 to 12 weeks of adding fatty fish just twice per week. 3. Extra virgin olive oil. One of the biggest mistakes people make with fatty liver is avoiding fat altogether. But the liver needs fat to function. It just needs the right kinds. Certain fats improve insulin signaling, reduce oxidative stress, and help restore bile flow. Extra virgin olive oil does all three. Olive oil lowers oxidative stress in liver tissue, improves insulin sensitivity, and supports bile production through its polyphenol content. Bile is not just for digestion. Bile is how the liver exports waste, toxins, cholesterol, and fat. When bile becomes thick or sluggish, often from low-fat diets or inadequate hydration, fat gets trapped inside the liver. Olive oil helps restore movement and fluidity. This is why Mediterranean-style eating patterns consistently outperform low-fat diets for fatty liver improvement in clinical trials. The liver heals when metabolic signals stabilize, not when it's starved of the nutrients it needs to repair itself. 4. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. The liver processes everything you absorb, from food, from air, from chemicals in household products, from medications. When the liver becomes overloaded with detoxification demands, fat storage increases as a protective response. It's not laziness, it's survival. Leafy greens help lower that burden. They provide magnesium, folate, chlorophyll, and a range of antioxidants that support detoxification pathways and reduce oxidative stress throughout liver tissue. This doesn't mean they cleanse the liver in some mystical way. It means they reduce the metabolic workload, allowing the liver to focus energy on repairing fat metabolism instead of managing constant biochemical stress. A calmer liver stores less fat. A supported liver can finally let go. 5. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. Cruciferous vegetables activate phase 2 liver detoxification pathways, especially the production of glutathione. Glutathione is the liver's main antioxidant defense system. When glutathione levels are low, inflammation rises, oxidative damage accumulates, and fat metabolism slows to a crawl. These vegetables also help process and clear excess estrogen, which matters because estrogen dominance worsens fatty liver, particularly in women during perimenopause and menopause. High estrogen levels signal fat storage, especially in the liver. Cruciferous vegetables help break that cycle. They don't burn fat directly. They remove the biochemical roadblocks that keep fat stuck in place. And when roadblocks clear, the liver can finally do what it's been trying to do all along: heal. 6. Coffee. Black, unsweetened. Coffee is one of the most consistently protective foods for liver health across dozens of studies. Regular coffee intake, even just 2 cups per day, is associated with lower rates of fatty liver, liver fibrosis, cirrhosis, and even liver cancer. Coffee increases fat oxidation inside liver cells, meaning it helps the liver burn fat for energy instead of storing it. It also reduces inflammatory signaling and improves insulin sensitivity when consumed without sugar, syrups, flavoured creamers, or artificial sweeteners. This isn't permission to drink dessert coffee loaded with sugar. This is metabolic support. For many people, black coffee becomes a therapeutic tool for liver repair, not a vice, but a strategy. The caffeine, polyphenols, and chlorogenic acids in coffee all contribute to this protective effect. 7. Beets. Beets are uniquely powerful for fatty liver because they support bile flow in multiple ways. They contain betaine, a compound that improves fat metabolism inside liver cells and helps thin bile so it can move more easily through the bile ducts. When bile thickens or slows, often from dehydration, low-fat diets, or gallbladder issues, fat backs up into the liver and gets trapped. Beets help reverse that stagnation. They also support methylation pathways, which are critical for liver detoxification and lipid processing. Methylation is how the liver tags toxins and prepares them for removal. When methylation is impaired, the liver struggles to clear waste and becomes sluggish. This is why beets often improve liver enzyme markers even when significant weight loss hasn't occurred yet. Movement matters more than restriction. Function matters more than force. 8. Artichokes. Artichokes are one of the strongest natural stimulators of bile production and bile release. They help the liver produce more bile and move it more efficiently, which directly improves fat and cholesterol handling. When bile flows well, fat doesn't accumulate as easily inside liver cells. Artichokes also reduce oxidative stress in liver tissue and support healthy cholesterol metabolism, which is often disrupted in people with fatty liver. They don't detox aggressively or cause harsh reactions. They restore function gently and sustainably. And function is what allows the liver to unload fat safely over time. You can consume artichokes as whole vegetables, but artichoke extract in supplement form is also commonly used for liver support. 9. Asparagus. Asparagus supports fatty liver in several quiet but important ways. It improves insulin sensitivity, which helps prevent the liver from being told to store fat all day long. It supports kidney-liver fluid balance, helping the body eliminate waste more efficiently. And it helps clear ammonia and nitrogen waste products that can build up when protein metabolism is impaired. Many people with fatty liver also experience bloating, water retention, brain fog, and chronic fatigue, symptoms that aren't always recognized as liver-related. Asparagus supports drainage and waste clearance without stressing the system. It also contains compounds like glutathione precursors that protect liver cells from oxidative damage. Healing isn't always dramatic or immediate. Sometimes it's subtle, gradual, and sustainable, which is exactly what the liver needs. 10. Garlic. Garlic improves fat oxidation, lowers systemic inflammation, and supports the gut-liver axis, the critical connection between gut health and liver health. This matters because gut inflammation, leaky gut, and bacterial imbalances send inflammatory signals directly to the liver through the portal vein. When the gut is chronically irritated or inflamed, fatty liver worsens. Garlic reduces that inflammatory signal. It also improves insulin sensitivity and supports detoxification enzyme activity throughout the liver. Raw garlic is more potent than cooked, but even cooked garlic offers benefits. Garlic doesn't force metabolic change. It creates an internal environment where change can finally happen naturally. Fatty liver doesn't heal through punishment, restriction, or willpower. It heals when metabolic signals change. Lower insulin signaling, better bile flow, less chronic inflammation. These foods don't restrict the body or deprive it of what it needs. They instruct it. They provide the raw materials, the nutrients, and the biochemical support the liver has been asking for. And when the liver finally receives the message that it's safe to release fat, that it has what it needs to package and export fat properly, it does exactly what it was designed to do. It repairs. If you've been blaming yourself because weight loss didn't fix your liver enzymes, this isn't a personal failure, it's biology. And biology responds when it's supported, not forced, when it's nourished, not starved, when it's trusted, not punished. If this helped you understand your body instead of fighting it, subscribe. We explain health clearly, without fear, hype, or diet culture, so you can finally work with your biology, not against it.